Starfire and Zecora walked through Ponyville toward the town hall to see Mayor Mare, trying to ignore the ponies that were running back and forth, panicking and shouting to each other. Starfire was wearing a dark cloak and sunglasses and a hat to cover his identity, and he was afraid the ponies would think he was still behind the princesses disappearing and the sky over Ponyville becoming nighttime. Once, a pony ran past and nearly bowled Starfire over, making him almost lose his disguise entirely. Other than that little incident, nothing else had really hassled the pony and zebra on their way to the town hall. When they finally reached it, Starfire knocked on the door. After a few minutes of silence, the door opened and Mayor Mare peeked out. "Oh, hello, Zecora," she said. "Who's your friend?" "I'm Starfire, you know, the one behind everything that's happening," Starfire said, unable to resist adding sarcasm. "Oh, please come in," Mayor Mare said, stepping aside so they can come in. "I am terribly sorry for all that, but you know how ponies can be in a state of panic." "Yeah, Mayor," Starfire said, taking off his disguise. He suddenly noticed Cerise, who was standing quietly behind the mayor. "Cerise," he exclaimed, "what are you doing here?" "I wanted to speak with the mayor," Cerise said. "What are you doing here?" "Indeed, why are you here?" the mayor asked. The sky is strange if you look close," Zecora said. "It is as unnatural as a ghost." "That doesn't even rhyme right," Starfire said. "It's like trying to rhyme star and heart." Zecora ignored him. "The stars in the sky are not placed right. Therefore, is it a hole in the sky? It might." Starfire was tempted to say, "Now you're not even using proper grammar," but he resisted and kept silent. "A hole in the sky?" the mayor repeated, looking confused. "Impossible!" Cerise exclaimed. "Either that or a cloud of something," said Starfire. "Anyway, I need some way of getting into the sky to find out more about it. Maybe if I can find the source, I can stop it somehow and make the sky daytime again." "I see," Mayor Mare said. Oh, I forgot to mention something." Starfire, Cerise, and Zecora listened wide-eyed as Mayor Mare told them about the alicorn that talked to her earlier, who called himself Euro. When she was finished, they stayed silent for a minute. Finally, Starfire spoke up. "So, this Euro character is the one behind all this? And he wants to bring back Nightmare Moon?" "If Nightmare Moon returns, all of Ponyville will be in shambles," Cerise said. "This is certainly a disaster," Zecora said, looking worried. "We must find a way to stop this faster." "Agreed," Starfire said. "I need a way into the sky, and fast." "Are you sure you don't know how to give yourself wings with your magic?" the mayor asked Starfire. "I don't think my magic is strong enough yet, and I don't know the spell." "How about we get another unicorn to give you wings?" Zecora suggested. "A powerful one who knows all kinds of magic and things." "Great idea, Zecora," Starfire said. "But who? Princess Twilight is missing, so she can't do it." "I think I know some pony who can help," Mayor Mare said triumphantly. "He is quite the knowledgeable pony, and he asked me the other day if he could set up his wagon near Ponyville so he could put on magic shows. I saw one of his shows and he looks to be quite the unicorn. I'm sure he'll know how to give you wings." "All right, let's go then." Starfire trotted out the door. Moments later, he dashed back in, slamming the door behind him. "Forgot my disguise," he said, grinning sheepishly. 20 minutes later, the three ponies and zebra stood outside a colorful, showy wagon with swirling, twisting designs that resembled all kinds of things like butterflies, flowers, and birds, and other things if you looked at them a certain way. It was beautiful, to say the least, and whimsical. Starfire reached up his hoof to the green door and knocked on it. A moment later, the door opened and a white unicorn with a red, blue, and white mane and tail stepped out. He wore a black top hat with a purple band wrapped around the base, and what looked like a magic wand stuck out of it like a feather. He also wore a purple cape with black lining around it. His eyes were a bright purple and had a soft, kind expression in them. "Why, hello, Mayor," he said, tipping his hat to the mayor. What brings me this pleasure of this unexpected visit from such a lovely mare? Oh, you flatterer, Mare said, giggling and blushing. Starfire and Cerise secretly rolled their eyes. The white unicorn turned to the trio and bowed to them, saying, Hello, I am Spectrum Haze. Mare, are these friends of yours? Indeed they are, the mayor replied. This is Zecora, Cerise, and Starfire. Well then, Spectrum smiled broadly. It's good to meet you, Zecora, Cerise, and Starfire. You may simply call me Spectrum if you wish. All my friends do. I'm so sorry to intrude on you like this, but have you noticed the sky, Spectrum? Mare suddenly asked. Ah, yes, the unicorn said, looking up into the night sky. When I left my wagon earlier, I thought I had woken up too early. There's something wrong with the sky, Starfire explained, wishing to get to the point quickly. And some pony who calls himself Euro is behind all of it because he wants to bring Nightmare Moon back. If I can somehow stop him, then everybody will be safe and Nightmare Moon will return. But I feel like the only way I can stop him is by going into the sky. Spectrum nodded with a serious, thoughtful expression. We have a pony who wishes to fly, Zecora said, nudging Starfire forward. You are learned in magic, so can you make him soar high? What she means is, can you give him wings? Cerise asked. Zecora gave her a sour look. Spectrum looked at the ground, seemingly deep in thought. He looked up again and studied Starfire closely. It is very dangerous, he said. If anything bad were to happen to you up there, I have to at least try, Starfire pleaded. Please, Ponyville is at stake. Well, I can at least try, Spectrum gave in. I'll do whatever I can to help you save this town. Awesome, Starfire said. I'm ready. Don't get your hopes up too high, Spectrum warned. I may be knowledgeable, but I can only do so much with my magic. Don't be too upset if it doesn't work. Now stand back, every pony. Cerise, Zecora, and Mare backed away a safe distance and watched as Spectrum's horn lit up with magic. Starfire closed his eyes and held perfectly still as the magic branched out towards him. Please let it work, he silently prayed. Please let it work. The magic grew brighter and brighter, and Starfire felt himself start to float into the air. He tried to be as still as he could possibly be. A tingling sensation made him want to move desperately, but he resisted the urge. Finally, after what felt like hours, he felt his hooves settle onto the ground again. He opened his eyes and turned to look at his back. He had wings! I have wings! He shouted, clearly excited. It worked! Thank you so much, Spectrum! Spectrum wiped his forehead and smiled wearily. No need to thank me yet, he said. You can thank me after it actually works and you save Ponyville. Starfire jumped up and down, flapping his wings, excited to actually be able to fly for the first time. After a couple of moments of this, Cerise finally said in an irritated tone, Can we save Ponyville now? Or do you just want to jump into the air like a rabbit for the rest of the night? Oh, right. Sorry. I got carried away, Starfire said sheepishly, calming down. Let's go! After saying goodbye to Spectrum, Mare, Zecora, Cerise, and Starfire went to the top of the highest hill near Ponyville so Starfire could have space to fly. By the time they reached the top, Starfire had lost most of his boldness and excitement of flying. Now that he actually looked up at the night sky, he realized how high up it must have been, and then remembered he'd never flown before in his entire life. He looked at his friends for help, but they just shrugged helplessly. Two of them were earth ponies, and zebras don't usually have wings, so there was no useful advice they could give him other than flap and try not to crash. Starfire turned his head to the sky, took a deep breath, and started to run forward, flapping his wings. When he had reached the edge of the top of the hill, he pushed himself into the air with his back legs and flapped his wings, trying to catch the air in his feathers. He looked around him and realized that he was actually managed to fly into the air. Feeling a bit braver, he tipped his body to one side to turn around and circle back to his friends. He stopped when he was fully turned around and hovered in midair, allowing his wings to move in a steady rhythm as if he was swimming in one place. He was a quick learner. When he looked down at his new friends, he could see them waving and smiling up at him. They looked really small from where he was. He could faintly hear their voices. "Good luck!" Mayor shouted up to him. "Don't die!" Cerise yelled. He could detect slight sarcasm in her remark. "Be careful up there, for there danger lies," Sakura called to him. "For you never know when there will be a nasty surprise." "Thank you guys!" Starfire shouted back to them. He saluted them with his hoof, turned and flew straight towards the knight over Ponyville. "Do you think he'll be alright?" Mayor asked, turning to Cerise and Sakura. "I do hope that he'll be fine, so that I can have peace of mind," Sakura replied. Cerise didn't say anything. She just watched Starfire until he was just a tiny dot in the sky. To be continued.